Kris.
And I'm Wyatt Elliott from Notebook Entertainment.
And this is Horrorland News. Okay, so you guys, this is a very special week because it's Halloween Kills premiere week! Friday the 15th, don't forget, go to theaters, see it, stream it. I don't care. See this movie because I will be talking about it for at least the next year until Halloween Ends comes out. So
get used to it.
Alright, so our first topic today is a new movie that's being funded on Indiegogo from the producers of Terrifier. We're waiting for Terrifier 2. That's already been filmed, but they went ahead and jumped right into production on something else, and it's called Stream. It is, as I said, now funding through Indiegogo. It surpassed its initial goal, so they've released a clip from the movie, which we will link to somewhere. And in the link, we get to see the wonderful Danielle Harris. So this movie is full. Like, everybody, if you've ever been a fan of horror from, you know, the beginning on, you're going to recognize almost every single person in this cast. So yeah, in addition to starring Danielle Harris, it's starring Jeffrey Combs from Reanimator, which you love Reanimator.
Yeah, I do love Reanimator. Very excited.
Tim Reed from TV's version of it back in the 90s.
Oh yeah, and also WKRP in Cincinnati for
and
you
Sister
really
Sister.
old people. Yeah, Sister. He's been around for all generations.
He was the dad of Sister Sister.
Yes, Tim Reed is a nice young man.
I love Tim Reed. And then Dee Wallace.
Okay,
E.T. Howling. Felissa Rose from Sleepaway Camp.
Nice.
So, yeah, it's just chock full of people and so many more. I couldn't even list them all. It's just a lot of horror people. This time, it's being directed by Michael Levy. Damien Leon's still here, still doing all the special effects makeup.
Good.
So,
Sweet.
it's literally almost the same crew from Terrifier, because they literally said they finished Terrifier 2 and just immediately went into this. Realized that they had some budget constraints, and so they went to crowdfunding. And like I said, they already met their goal, and there's still over 20 days left or something in the campaign. So if you want to donate and be part of it and get all their packages, I'm sure we'll leave the link to the Indiegogo somewhere. We're all about links here. So yeah, I wanted to go ahead and read the description. So, when Roy and Elaine Keenan realize their family is drifting apart, they decide that something needs to be done. Roy forces his work to take a back seat, and they seize the opportunity to recreate a vacation from their past. A peaceful stay in a quaint hotel is just what they'll need. However, that is not what is in store for them. With 4 deranged murderers patrolling the seemingly mundane halls, the odds are definitely not in the Keenan family's favor. Roy must fight for his life and those of his family as their simple weekend getaway truly turns into a vacation to die for.
Ooh.
All right, so from Stream to Scream.
Oh, how long did it take you to write that one?
Like 2 seconds, because I was like, hey, they rhyme. So, new Scream poster was released. In theaters across the country, I believe, tonight. We're filming Sunday night, and then Monday, they're doing showings in theaters, and then they're going to have a preview of the new trailer. We, unfortunately, are very busy filming, so we are not able to go to the theater.
It's our busy season.
Yeah, so we're just going to have to wait like everyone else until they release the trailer online. So as soon as they do, we will definitely talk about that. But we did get some information. So again, the directors for the new Scream movie, which will be coming out January 14th, 2022. Director Matt Bettinelli, and Tyler Gillett. And it's going to be produced by Chad Villella of Radio Science. And they did Ready or Not and VHS.
Oh, awesome movies.
So yeah, they're good track record there. And then the screenplay was by James Vanderbilt, who did Murder Mystery and Zodiac, and Guy Busick, who did Ready or Not and Castle Rock, which is that Stephen King, series.
That series.
Yeah, on Hulu.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then we also got some information. Obviously, we all knew Neve Campbell, David Arquette, Courtney Cox are coming back. Also, I didn't know this till I read this article with the poster, but Marley Shelton is coming back. She played Officer Judy, who had the crush on Dewey. So, yeah, you know.
So we don't know a lot, but I want to take a moment to say what my theory is. And I'm sure this isn't original or whatnot, but my thought is that Scream is always about the current genre and state of horror. That the new one, look at this poster, is just called Scream, and look at it side by side with the Halloween 2018 poster. The characters are in the same angle, the same kind of darkness.
Yeah, we're just going to go straight, direct off the original, forget everything that happened in between.
Else. Which begs the question then, are we going to see Randy? Because he died in part 2.
Right, he died in part 2, and Cotton died in part 3, so Cotton could still be in it, too, if we're going to forget other movies.
And if they're doing that, maybe they're hiding the fact that they're in the movie, and Jamie Kennedy could be in it. If he did The Sand, I'm thinking he would come back for Scream. So
the fact that he did The Sand makes me wonder if he would be asked to come back for Scream, but, you know.
No, he would. Oh,
yeah. So you need to have, if you're going to reboot it and ignore that 2 happened, then you need to have Randy back.
Yeah, so that's my little theory. Let's see if it pans out.
But so, a few more people in the cast we learned are Jack Quaid from The Boys, also the son of Dennis Quaid and Meg Ryan.
Yeah.
And then Melissa Barrera from In the Heights. And Jenny Ortega from that show You on Netflix. Oh. And then Kevin Williamson is back to executive produce.
Good. At least he's just like he did the TV series. I believe he produced the TV series. So, very cool. At least the first 2 seasons.
Yeah, I don't know about the third. I don't know about that third season.
Yeah. So.
At
least we know Scream 5 will be better than the last season of Scream.
Exactly.
So
everything will be.
Can't do
Scream
worse.
3 is better than the last season of Scream TV series. All right, so we've been super busy this week, so we're going to keep this episode short. We didn't really have much happening between the weekend anyway with news, horror news. So we're just going to go ahead and jump right into our Indie Spotlight segment.
My advice to young filmmakers, make a movie every week. Make films, no matter what anybody says, and you'll be a filmmaker.
We found this movie quite by accident called Halloween at Aunt Ethel's. I love this horrible movie. Like, it's not a good movie, you guys, but I love it.
The title was like, yeah, we're going to watch this.
I was like, yep, this is the one.
So, yeah, it's cheesy. It's a total B movie, okay?
I love it so
know
much.
What you're in for. But the concept isn't really bad, it's kind of original. And the acting is hit or miss.
Yeah, it's not bad.
But some of the characters are funny.
Yeah,
like,
I love Mandy.
Yeah,
I love Mandy. As soon as I said it too, I was like, I love Mandy. I was like, I'm really sad she's gonna die later because you know that you know and she's not the final girl.
Because she doesn't act like a final girl. Because once they introduce the final girl, it's like, oh well, clearly this is the final girl.
Yeah, the literal virgin.
Literal, yeah. So like
everyone else in this movie is having sex and being naked or jacking off outside people's windows.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah, so it's not a kid's movie.
No, definitely not a kid's movie. Lots of boobies. Like, boobies everywhere.
And a penis.
Yep. Dude gets...
So, thrown it out there. It's in the movie.
She cuts his penis off and then hits him in the face with his own penis.
Right. So, let's a little bit describe what this movie's about.
I love this movie.
So there's this old woman who lives in the neighborhood that all the kids talk about, and has this. They say that she
kidnaps kids.
And turns them into chocolate candy, and then gives them back away for trick or treaters, basically, and eats them herself.
Right. Whatever.
So kind of a Hansel Gretel thing with a modern twist. And it turns out to be true. There's no spoiler. It's not a spoiler.
Right from the beginning, you see that, nope, this lady definitely kills people.
And that's part of the humor. Like, this woman they found to play Ethel.
I love Ethel. I love Ethel.
Hammed it up on this
She had so much fun.
She did. It looked like, at the end, stay for the credits, because they show bloopers.
And there's a rap about Aunt Ethel, you guys.
There's a music video that is just phenomenally bad, but great at the same time.
I think this may be my favorite bad movie ever.
It's totally worth your time. Okay, and then lastly, and this isn't a spoiler either, but I want to say genuinely a genuine laugh. And I won't say what happens in it, but a guy walks up with his little girl to the trick-or-treater house, and you hear a gunshot coming from inside the house, and he turns to the kid and goes, let's go to the next house. Let's try this. I died. I just laughed.
It's so funny. Because he was walking up, and then he stops, and he's like, let's go to the next house.
And at first I was mad because I was not. No, I wouldn't say that. In hindsight, I thought, well, maybe I should have been mad because they didn't show her kill, and it was an off-screen kill. But it was so funny.
Yep.
It was such a good cutaway.
It really was.
Had to. It was just brilliant.
It really was. And then so there's this part where because it's kind of gross too. Like the grossest part for me was not that she eats people. It's she's so she's cooking a head on the stove and she like tears off a piece, puts it in her mouth, chews it around for a little bit. She's like, that's good. And then she's like, I'm gonna put that back in there. And she puts the piece from her mouth back in, and I don't know if it's because of 2020 or if it would have grossed me out before. But the germ answer, I was like, oh, that's so much worse than just eating the person.
Out loud, she's like, that's disgusting. Not the head. The fact that she put the piece back.
That taints it for everyone. Who else is going to be able to have head now? Well, come on.
That's true. I mean, everybody has their limits. Right. Everybody has their limits of grossness.
But there's some great scenes. Like, there's a scene where they're all, like, getting high in Mandy's room. And I wrote down, I was like, because Melissa is the final girl, and she's getting high with them. And at one point, I'm like, I wrote down, is she high or dumb? Like,
because
they tell her that they're planning on Halloween to go do a stakeout at Aunt Ethel's house, and she's like, why would we want to cook steak at Aunt Ethel's house? And I'm like, this girl just hit it once, so like, is she real lightweight or is she just dumb?
And the best part is the reactions to the boyfriend.
I know, the boyfriend's like, bitch, you're dumb.
Like, what? Like, they don't just ignore what she's saying. They acknowledge that this is, like, God damn it, you're dumb. You know? It's hilarious.
Yes, Mandy, her boyfriend Mark, and Aunt Ethel are the three best characters I've seen in a while.
So, guys, it's worth your time. It's on Tubi. Watch it for free.
Yep.
There's a few commercials in it. Who cares?
Worth it.
It's worth your time. We had a blast watching
I had so much fun watching this movie.
Yeah. I'm going to say this, and we won't say what the movie was, but we were going to have another indie film we were going to watch, but it was just so bad that we couldn't recommend it. So, just so you guys know, usually we're going to recommend something that we at least enjoy.
Yeah, exactly.
And so, we're not going to do that to you. This movie is worth watching.
I think, in our opinion, yes.
Yeah, in our opinion.
You could disagree completely, and that would be your right.
That's
fair. And you may not be wrong, but we like this movie.
That's totally fair. And so I think what we're going to do, we decided for all of October, we're going to have Halloween-themed horror independent films. So something about pumpkins in it, or the holiday,
Yes, or it has, Halloween in the title. Yeah. That's what's going to attract us. So if you know of any, please direct us to some.
Let us know.
Otherwise, we'll keep finding our own, because this is fun. It's like Russian roulette with horror.
And we're also trying to stick with movies that are fairly recent, too.
Yeah, so within the last 10 years or so. Yeah. But if you've got a real good one that maybe hasn't gotten a lot of, we love the little cult classics.
Yep, leave it in the comments. We'll find where to watch it. Or if you have the link, leave the link in the comments. Let everyone watch it. How's that? So
share indie film.
Yes. All right, guys, that was a lot of fun. We had a very busy week, so we're gonna call it a night.
Yep. I need to go home to my dogs and go to sleep. He needs to go to sleep with his dog. So.
Yep. On that note, thank you guys so much for watching and letting us do this because we love horror.
Yep. Have a good night and good fight. Bye.
Chill. Listen. Say no bullshit, gangsta shit. Ain't no game, bitch. Real gangsta shit. And Ethel for real. And Ethel gangsta on the scene. Don't fuck around. Jill's crazy bitch, yo. Whoa. It's Ethel on the scene.